I started playing guitar when I was 15 years old on an old beat-up guitar. I had an old Washburn way back in the day. I didn't really have many guitars, and I certainly didn't have a collection like this until I was much older. I've known how to play a guitar since I was 15 years old, but I certainly didn't develop much skill probably until I was in my 50s. I was a cowboy chord campfire guitarist for decades until I learned through YouTube, essentially, how to use the instrument more fully. I have a room here that is 18 by 20 feet that used to be a small utility shed that was 9 by 10 that was just too small and echoey, that we tore down about 8 months ago last summer, and we built this room, which is a vaulted ceiling, 9-foot ceilings with a gable roof. But this is the music room. This is where I listen to music. This is where I play music. This is where I escape from the house. It's fantastic. I can make it loud. I can listen to jazz. I can listen to Bach. I can listen to rock. I can listen to anything, and no one hears. It's soundproof. Nobody bothers me. I'm in my own zone with my own music on my own terms. It's wonderful. It took decades to get to a place where I had the time and the resources to build a room like this and be able to use it in the way that I use it. I have the time to come out here. I never had that time before. I have it now. It took 30 years to get here. I spent 30 years as a veterinarian where my day-to-day activities were very defined and with a very discrete set of skills that you had to be very precise with. But I always did love music. I always listened to music in the car. I always wanted a good sound system. I always wanted to be better at singing and better at guitar. So that part of my brain was always there. It was just never, ever exercised. And as the years have gone on, the last few years now that I don't work as a veterinarian as much anymore, I've been able to begin to practice that portion of my art. Whatever portion of my brain that has that musical gene is what I'm exercising. I've always wanted to perform on a guitar and learn to sing so that I could play music in front of crowds. It's just something I've always wanted to do. I don't write my own music because I don't really feel there's a need for it. I'm not poetic enough or something, not original enough. And there's so much beautiful music already written that I really love and enjoy, that everyone else loves and enjoy. They don't need to hear my versions of it. So I play Americana music. That's the kind of music that I like. I wouldn't call it folk, I'd call it Americana. I play Jackson Browne and the Eagles and Neil Young and Eric Clapton, all those old 70s and 80s sorts of that vibe. I go to places, open mics, and I listen to people play their own songs, and they're nice, but they don't bring any recollection for me. They don't impact me because they're nice stories, but when I'm in the crowd, and I'm assuming my crowd, they want to hear things that they know, that brings them back in their history to remind them of something in their life. So if I play an old Eagles song that reminds them of where they were in 1982, that's what I want. That's what impacts them. That's what relates me to them. I recognized a long time ago that the majority of the time that I was going to come out here, I was going to be by myself. I don't have a band, I don't have a drummer. So I needed to learn how to create a track that I could put on my YouTube channel of me playing a single guitar, but ancillary, I have a drum pedal, I have a looping pedal, I have a nice amplifier, I have an aux, I have all of this recording equipment, my Apollo, my Logic Pro on Apple, all these things that my brother taught me how to use. I have a twin, and he's the artistic one. He is more artsy. He is less science-based and more artsy than I am. I was more science-based, and as I've gotten older, I'm now trying to exercise a portion of my brain that I never really used. But it's all still just me, and I can make a fuller sound through Logic by utilizing all these different tools that I've just started to learn how to use because I've never done it before. And my YouTube channel, this is just posterity for my kids and my family. All I care about is that in 10 years, I can look back in that channel and I can see my very first productions of how I first recorded and played and what it's progressed to. Over a period of time, my playing and my singing have gotten better. But so is my production. So is my ability to record and to implement percussion and bass and better vocals, all through better microphones. I'm learning how to do all these things. And with that,